Maybe it's time to take part in some of this Chapter 2 nonsense. Whoa, that poppin'.
Why are you telling me that?
U4 is required to provide constant environmental analysis for the commanding officers. Do you require a soil analysis?
Just can it, U4.
Brony, you're so helpful. Also,
Analyzing structural integrity.
welcome back to the dam. So, guys, the jankiness of ELEX has infected my computer at this point, or at least it has infected Steam, because I had 3 games queued up for update today: PUBG, ELEX, and Gorogoa. I'm not gonna get there. And the other 2 games had no problem in updating. I was even switching back and forth to compare. But this patch for ELEX that was like 200 megs took like an hour to update.
Danger levels. Status update. Valuable objects located, sir.
Keep it up, U4.
Yeah, natural ELEX. Cool. There's such a weird problem where like I was sitting there looking at the status bar on Steam for the updates, and it was just not updating. Like the progress bar that represents the data on your internet connection, it was like, no, just nothing. So I was like, okay, let's switch to the PUBG patch to see if maybe the servers are down or my internet's down or something. It's like, nope, that's updating just fine. And they go back to ELEX, nope, not updating. I'm like, what? I've never seen this before. The idea that a specific game would not be able to update out of all the games on your computer is like the most bizarre thing. But it's so true to this game's experience of just having weird things happen. It's like, well, add that to the pile. Gotcha. Oops. There was another one in there. Kind of curious to go on to this whole Chapter 2 thing where there's a quote-unquote story. Because I've been wandering around dealing with factions and just doing whatever for so long that I've almost lost track of the idea that there even is a main story to this game. Like, I guess, was it my brother or just somebody that I was close to-ish, whatever that means in the context of a alb. Someone betrayed me at the beginning of the game, which I mostly know from the fact that a loading screen explained it. And like, I guess that's the main story? It's just amusing thinking like how long I've been playing and how little setup there has been for the main story, or even how little we've encountered any idea of what the main story might even entail. It's apparently quite cold around here. I'm slightly worried that I'll wander around up here and it'll like be a problem where like I start just dying of cold like that one time. This must be his base, right? Maybe he's friendly, like nobody ever is. Gold. Yeah.
Of survival critical.
What does that mean? Oh, you're just saying this area is dangerous? I was like, don't tell me I'm about to like melt or something. There he is. Just chilling.
Even great men fall when the power of ELEX is taken from them.
Zardom, once trusted advisor to the first Elexiter. And now here you are, out of Zakor, separated from the ELEX that gave you your powers.
I spent many weeks in fever, haunted by visions as the ELEX that had sustained me slowly drained away. But in the end, I have been able to find a way to live with it. Despite the withdrawal, Jax, I am all that I was. But you, Commander, your appearance tells me it's not going well for you. Has the transition to emotion, to free thinking, unsettled the great Commander Jax?
Don't pretend you care for my well-being, Zardom. I don't have any reason to trust you.
We are both renegades now, cast out and hunted by our own people. We need to trust each other.
Perhaps. My raider was shot down. Calyx declared that I had failed my mission for the directive, and so must be executed. But I still live. and I am searching for the truth of what happened to me. I hope you can help me discover what that truth is.
You want my help with that? And what exactly is it that you think I can do?
Why were you exiled? You were an Elexiter, the highest rank and honor amongst our people, and yet you left Zakor. Why?
Tarek, the first Elexitor, is following a course with the other Elexitors that I cannot. His mind is clouded. He cannot see the bigger picture clearly anymore.
And what is the bigger picture?
You have spent enough time away from Zakor. You must see the directive with different eyes now. But I put myself into exile so that I wouldn't have to discuss such things. Maybe one day the time to speak will come, but that is not today. I have found my place out here, and I will keep my peace.
You cooperate with the Free People?
With some. They judge you for your deeds as an Elexitor.
They fear you?
Yes. As I said, it was difficult at the beginning. There were some who recognized me, but I have kept my identity from most. I want to live in peace here.
I need weapons and a way to improve my fighting strength.
ELEX withdrawal has made both of us weak. You will need to spend your time and your strength wisely.
Help me reach the Ice Palace.
You know unauthorized access to the palace is impossible. Without the correct codes, you won't get past the first defensive wall. The automated defenses will kill you before you get close.
Then I will give you the access codes.
From who? Any Alb who identifies you as a renegade will attack you immediately. How will you get the access codes without fighting our own people?
I will have to find another way to get the codes.
That should be the last of your worries. You have other things to achieve first. However, the fact remains that you will need to lure soldiers from their positions in Zakor. Soldiers who are sent into the lands of the Free People rarely carry the codes to the inner areas of the Ice Palace. But then you know that better than I do, Commander. The security of the Ice Palace matters greatly to the Albs.
What would make the troops leave Zakor?
The directive, the great plan, and the highest goal of all Albs. ELEX must continue to be extracted. They will only leave their fortifications in great numbers if something interferes with the directive.
And the only way I can think of to stop the flow of ELEX into the Ice Palace is to destroy or deactivate the converters.
That makes sense.
The converters are heavily guarded.
I would expect so. But the influence of the Albs is not as strong as it once was in the lands of the Free People. Losses have been high, and the Free People have become more organized, at least within their factions. Some converters have maintenance issues or have been shut down, like the one in Edan. But none of that is helpful as long as enough ELEX is still reaching the Ice Palace.
Tell me more about your past at the Ice Palace.
I already told you. I have left that past behind me.
You can't deceive me. You want to take power in the Ice Palace.
What makes you believe that?
The Separatist leader Sestak told me. So what is it that you want? Are you planning war against the hybrid?
And you believe Sestak?
He didn't give me a reason to doubt his words. I trust him.
And how am I supposed to wage war? One Alb against Zakor? All I would gain is my own death. I have my new life here. That is what matters now.
It's obvious that you are hiding something. You are more powerful than you appear. You speak of ELEX withdrawal and the doubt that plagues you, but none of that fits your appearance, your confidence, or your character. So drop the lie. We both know the truth, Zardom. You didn't stop consuming ELEX when you left Zakor. You found yourself a source somewhere, and you have kept your strength. You can still cast magic.
I'm not the one pretending to be something I'm not, Commander.
What are you really doing out here, Zardom?
And what is it that you want, Jax? We all must find our own path as this world changes.
You claim you're doing this for the Alms, but then you're prepared to kill them for your own cause?
It is a sacrifice that is painful to all. But the hybrid has blinded many of our brothers. There is no way to free all Albs. But with the blood of those who serve the hybrid, those lives will save others. But you will need to decide who you will back soon. The hybrid has sent a force of combat mechs and soldiers to advance inland into northern Abessa. This force must be stopped. Otherwise, they will tip the balance of power in Abessa in favor of the hybrid.
If you want war, then where is your army? You were revered in the Ice Palace. How many Albs still follow you?
None. My soldiers stayed in Zakor. Such is the power of ELEX. Such is the power of the hybrid. It takes those with will to see the truth. But I'm not without power. I do have a force that is loyal to me. I have the strength to return to Zakor, to strike at the hybrid.
If it isn't in Zakor, then where are these soldiers?
I have told you my aims. I have told you that I have the resources to achieve them. For now, I will concentrate on building resources here in the lands of the free people. If you will play your part in the struggle that is to come, then I will tell you this. There is a camp in the mountains between Idan, Abessa, and Tavar. The people there are independent and fight for their own cause. They are a force waiting for a leader. You should seek them out. Perhaps there you can find what I have, a base of operations. Perhaps then you will see what I mean more clearly.
Did he just tell me to go to center or middle or whatever it's called, the place that I'm already the leader of? That's funny. By the way, the Zakor in general, like they seem to have a terrible grasp of their own people. The sheer number of Alb separatists and Alb exiles in this game are so numerous that it's actually starting to make me wonder, like, do they have this supposedly emotionless, drug-controlled race? Like, do they have... How much control do they actually have? Are they just such a massive population that this is like a tiny percentage? Or are they just hemorrhaging people? Because we have so many people. I'm hoping that the... Since apparently my objective is going to be taking out the towers, which I kind of figured would happen sooner or later, I'm hoping I get a nice quest marker that tells me how many of them I've done so far, because it's hard to remember, especially since they're all like identical.
So you do want to challenge the hybrid?
Challenge? You say that as if it's unthinkable for an Alb.
For me?
The time is coming. We are close to achieving our evolution. But our enemy is close to completing his work as well. Find Thorold, discover his secrets. I must know what he intends before he dies. You may have lived your life in thrall to that machine, but the Albs existed before the hybrid took control. When the Albs searched for an identity, it was the hybrid that gave it to them. He gave us all worth through war.
Don't pretend you want peace, Zardom. That I won't believe.
The hybrid's last orders to you were to kill Thorold the Pilgrim, leader of the Berserkers, yes? But did he tell you why he ordered that?
And who should rule the Albs? You? It seems many in Zakor are beginning to question the hybrid's rule, but none have given me answers. None have said what the hybrid's plan is, or how they think they can better it. What is it we've fought for, Zardom? Don't you at least want to know that?
While First Alexitor Tarek follows blindly, I want answers. But I tell you, the hybrid won't give them to you. He only wants power for himself, and it will be the ruin of our people.
Right now I'm wondering something. The Pilgrim is this, like, absentee leader of the Berserkers at the moment, and the Outlaws also have a leader that was ousted by the current leader, but has turned out to be still alive, according to Rat, somewhere out there, seemingly doing secret operations. That's 2 out of 3 already that I've established a weird, like, leadership character that's missing or absent in some way for one reason or another. I'm wondering if the clerics, when we get there, will also have a character that is like a leadership character that's not physically present in the city, whether they're a previous leader or a current leader, and that might be some sort of trick going on. It also makes me wonder if the leader of the Outlaws that's gone, if he's up to secret stuff, and if this turns out to be a trend between all 3 of them, I almost wonder if maybe he was ousted, if he just wasn't actually ousted. Like, what if the current leader and the old leader are actually in on it, and it's like he's like pretending to be ousted, but actually he's up to doing like some crazy shit in the background, and this is all like an agreement or something.
You're saying a lot, Zardom, but where is your proof?
You know the directive requires all ELEX must be delivered to the hybrid. He says he must reach the peak of evolution perfection to secure the future of our people. But what will be left of our world at the end of this war for ELEX? All ELEX means exactly that, all the ELEX on Magalan. But do you think that the hybrid will ever be satisfied? What will happen when it has consumed all the ELEX on Magalan? What then, Jax?
So you think the hybrid is lying? That it has a different goal for the directive?
I don't question his goal. I question our place in it. Do you believe that when the hybrid evolves, the Albs will serve at his side? After it has kept the truth and power for so long that its drive for ELEX will just stop? No, Jax. After we have exploited the lands of the free people, the hybrid will only have one source of ELEX left. Us. The First Alexitor Tarek is too blinded by the hybrid's promises to see that. But I know that once he is done with the rest of this world, the hybrid will extract the remaining ELEX from us. He will feed his evolution.
So, will you admit that you have kept the powers ELEX gives you?
If you think I can acquire enough ELEX to maintain my old strength, you are mistaken. Yes, I continue to consume ELEX, pure ELEX, but I have only enough to reduce the impact of withdrawal. If you are looking for magic outside Zakor, then you will have to look to the Berserkers of Edan.
Is Berserker magic as strong as the Alps magic?
Some of them are very effective. Their mana has allowed the magic of Edan to evolve a lot of power. I heard of a mage in the domed city with the power to fight an Alexitor. And as a berserker living beyond the borders of Edan, she might have a more open ear than those living under berserker law every day.
So yeah, he tells us about Origin and he tells us about Kaya. So like, I guess this is supposed to be how you find out about these things? Although you also have to like do a lot of side questing to even be ready to progress here, I think, because don't you have to join like a faction or pass a certain level or some sort of power requirement, I think, for them to be like, you've now upgraded when you're talking to the other Alb or something. I feel like there was a power requirement, right? Or you had to hit a certain level. They just I wonder if they just expected you to not find those locations somehow.
How do you plan to attack Zakor?
The only thing that would drive the hybrid soldiers from the Ice Palace is to stop the flow of ELEX. The converter in northern Abessa is strategically important. If we could shut it down, that would show the Albs the limits of the hybrid's power. It would give us a chance to persuade others of our cause.
Are you allied with the Free People?
Our cause in defeating the hybrid matches theirs, but I will do nothing to endanger the future of the Albs. Each of the factions has their own motives which could prove dangerous to our people. I heard that the Duke of Tavar is constructing a bomb that is so destructive it could destroy a city. What we don't know is his target, or how an outlaw has put together the technology capable of this.
What if the Elexitors in Zakor learn of your plans?
Sooner or later, the Elexitors track down every Alb outcast. The question is whether or not we can survive until we are strong enough to be able to defend ourselves.
Do you think you have the strength to fight an Elexitor?
No, not at present. And you should know that an Elexitor has been seen near the domed city. I think he has picked up your tracks.
How do you know that?
You've hardly been discreet. But he only has suspicions that you survived. He has no proof for now. I would suggest you take care of him before he learns you really are alive. If the Elexitors were to discover that you live, then they would concentrate their powers against you. Now you know my thoughts. And it is time for you to tell me your plans. What is it that you want?
I want the person who got me into this situation. I want Calyx.
For what? Revenge? Your brother doesn't want anything to do with you. He sees you as a traitor. He will kill you the first chance he gets.
When fate brings us together, we will see.
And how will you get close enough to speak to him? He is protected by a whole unit of soldiers in combat mechs.
I will find a way.
Well, maybe I can help you, Jax. Support me in my cause, and I will make sure that you reach Calyx.
You think you can do that?
Yes. And you know I am your best option. I recommend that you take my offer.
You will have my support, but you will have to deliver Calyx.
Then help me achieve the things I need to turn the balance of power back in our favor. Help me shut down those converters and make the preparations you need to. Do that, and I will tell you how you can lure Calyx to you. For my part, I will order my forces to infiltrate Zakor. I want a better idea of what is happening in the Ice Palace and the readiness of its defense systems. I will see you back here once you have completed your tasks.
I have recruited a powerful mage from amongst the Berserkers. Her name is Kaya.
Good. And were you able to win her over to our cause?
The Berserker mage Kaya will help us.
We will need to call upon you when we face the Elexitors. Good. But I get the feeling you have more to tell me.
The converter in northern Abessa has been deactivated.
Well, that was faster than I expected. No doubt the Ice Palace will be considering their response. You have made progress, but there are still things to be done. I will be here waiting for you once you have completed the tasks.
Serious risk detected. Recommend immediate withdrawal.
It's recommending immediate. I'm taking your toilet paper. Take that, dude. Take that, dude. So this is why you're supposed to go after Kaya. There's actually there's actually eventually a mission to go specifically find her. But I just kind of found her at random in a corner. I didn't even know she was important at the time. Like, oh, well, she seems nice. They're planning an infiltration. You want me to wipe out the baddies? Learn magic? God damn it! There's so much happening right there. I'm trying to think of the. Damn it! I was going to discuss something. I think I've lost the thread of what stood out to me. It'll probably come back, or at least in a different context or something. A recipe for an ELEX potion. That's probably one of the ones I didn't have. Neato. Definitely a fair bit of telling me to go do things I already knew about. The power for the... Oh right, the bomb, the nuclear weapon. I'm betting that an important part of the story might involve trying to convince the leader of the Outlaws to use that nuke against the Albs instead of just whatever random leader they feel like. Because the competitors just aren't as important as the Albs themselves. And I kind of wonder if maybe meeting if they're not in on it with the other ex-leader, I kind of wonder if maybe you meet the old leader and use said old leader to then go get the bomb and like maybe even take over. That'd be interesting if maybe you need to like get the old leader and then you work on an operation to like retake Tavar away from the new leadership, and then maybe he sees the bomb to use against the Albs or something. Let's see, I have to stop them before they overrun Olivabessa. There's 5 squads of 2 recon soldiers, 4 combat robots, 1 Alb commander. Is that just all over the place or something? Oh, wow. Nope, it's just a really dense nightmare crowd of enemies that are all right there. Holy crap. That's gotta be a miserable mission to play through, right? It's gotta be. Alexander is the one that thinks I'm still alive. Did people know that he's hunting for me right now? Because if they know about why he's out in the hunt, then it'll be pretty obvious I'm alive when he dies. And it's like, that guy was investigating if that one person was alive or not, and then he didn't come back. Oh yeah, must mean the person he was looking for is alive. Surprise. An exercise in megalomania. The Duke wants to construct a Big Bang. Yep. I have been given orders to set out to achieve this. Yeah, I'm super not doing that unless I'm confident that it's going to be used against somebody else. Yeah. Let's get... I could try the invasion of Abessa, just see how that goes. I imagine not very well. But it could be amusing. Am I under attack right now? No, the red thing's really far away. Did any of these refer to the... Did any of these actually specifically refer to the towers? This just says there's a bunch of bad dudes. Which Origin is involved in his stuff? So everything involving Origin is involved in his quest. Big Bang is also involved in his quest. But despite the fact that he tells you to go take out the towers, I don't see the towers listed anywhere in his quest section. Which is a bummer, because I could definitely use some help from the game for keeping track of my progress with taking out the towers, which is apparently my most... It seems like it's my most important goal, and yet the game's not helping me figure out where they are. For me, the issue is that whenever I see a tower, I'm like, oh yeah, that's the tower that looks exactly like the other several towers. So I'm like, I don't remember which one I don't remember which ones I did. And I don't think the game signifies in any way which ones you've done, unless you just go all the way to the top of the tower again and see if the button works. Like, for example, the tower that I got our cleric companion from, I just don't remember if I ever turned that one off. And I would love an in-game way of telling which ones I've done. Don't even have to tell me where the ones are I haven't found yet. Just tell me if I've done the ones I've found already or not. Maybe just an icon that says this one's done. And maybe a counter of like, you've done 4 out of 5 or something. That's pretty much the 2 things I'd kind of need. Long way down. A very long way down. Soul Leaf. There's albs all around. There's albs all around, but they're the wrong albs for what I'm actually looking for. That's how many albs are in this area, apparently. Oh, I hit the ground. Shit. Well. Welp. Yeah, when you jump down, it's surprisingly hard to tell how close you are to hitting the ground. Because the camera just stops following your character. And so you fall away from the camera and you slam into it. It's a lot like this. The weird thing where you roll and the camera doesn't follow your roll for some reason. The fall works the same way, and I don't know why they went that way, like what they were going for. Alright, let's see how this goes. I bet they ruined me. Oh, the commander's right there. Wow. Nice of you guys to use melee weapons against me. Oh, it's a combat robot. That's not very useful. I mean, by which I mean it's not not really my target. Crony, get up. Crony, get up. Ow. Oh, I'm dying. Shit. Burn, 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 burn. Yeah, he burned. This fire is really effective. Getting so much more effective, just in general. Supposedly they nerfed the food healing, which I'm not sure why they would do that. I think it already stopped healing you whenever you took damage, so it wasn't really a very good during combat form of healing. You'd think that a way of healing your character wouldn't be something you would nerf, considering if without that, the only way to heal effectively is to go to a bed every time you're hurt. You don't have auto regen in this game. Not even a really slow one. Like, not even like 1 hit point per 10 seconds or anything. Oh my god. Oh my god. Where were you when the entire Alba army aggroed at once? Oh my god, no, don't pull out your gun. No. Stop it. Jesus. Oh, did I remember to save after I killed the commander, at least? Yes, I did. Okay. Wow. That was a big ol' fuck you. Alright, let's go down here. There's like a couple guys down here. So I'm powerful enough that beating them's not that hard. But goddamn, if ranged enemies all aggro, it's just a wave of undodgeable damage just going in every direction at once. Like, what do you do about that? Son of a bitch. My god, are guns not a fun part of this game? Holy shit.